Tonight on Global TV News Prime, President Bola Tinubu vows to tame inflation. In business, Trump sets August 1 tariff deadline as global trade talks intensify. On the foreign scene, police protesters clash in Nairobi on Sabasaba Day. And in sports, former Croatia midfielder Rakitic retires at 37. Hello and a very warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Uyi Agumofwegbe, reminding our viewers that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times 276. Let's begin tonight by telling you President Bola Tinubu says his administration is fully committed to reducing inflation and promoting economic stability through fiscal discipline, transparency, and citizen participation. The president revealed this while declaring open the National Conference on Fiscal Governance, Transparency, and Accountability in Abuja. Represented by Minister of State for Finance, Dr. Doris Uzoka Anite, the president said efforts are underway to strengthen financial systems across government agencies. President Bola Tinubu has called for a comprehensive re-evaluation of global governance, financial structures, and health systems, advocating for a fairer, more inclusive world order that truly reflects the interests of emerging and low-income economies, particularly across Africa. Speaking at the 17th BRICS Summit of the Global South in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Tinubu warned that global challenges like environmental degradation, climate change, and healthcare inequality continue to hinder sustainable development, especially on the African continent. The summit, hosted by Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, was Nigeria's first participation as an official BRICS partner country following its admission into the bloc on January 17 this year. In a different development, the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, has reaffirmed its commitment to advancing digital literacy in Nigeria's education sector in alignment with President Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda, which prioritizes education, health, and social investment. As part of these efforts, the agency's Director General Kashifu Inowa has led a delegation to the Executive Secretary of the Universal Basic Education Commission, Ajia Aisha Garba, to deepen collaboration aimed at integrating digital literacy into the country's basic education curriculum. The engagement marks a continuation of National Information Technology Development Agency's broader strategy to work with key educational bodies, including the Federal Ministry of Education, National Universities Commission, and the Nigerian Educational Research and Development Council to ensure digital skills development is embedded at all levels of learning. Nigeria has rolled out its first fleet of compressed natural gas (CNG) vehicles for the Nigerian Armed Forces, comprising 20 buses, 50 pickup vans, and 14 executive transport units, commissioned at the Mogadishu cantonment in Abuja as part of government's broader clean energy strategy under President Bola Tinubu. Minister of State for Defense Bello Mohammed Matawale stated that the initiative aims to reduce dependence on fossil fuels, cut carbon emissions, and support Nigeria's climate commitments, while highlighting the potential for long-term cost savings and operational efficiency, describing the move as a step toward transforming the armed forces into a model of innovation and sustainability. Over 500 houses have been submerged, while properties worth millions of naira have been lost due to floods in Kaba, the headquarters of Kaba Bunu local government area of Kogi State. The disaster destroyed over 500 houses, leaving many families without shelter. Locals said the rainfall occurred consistently for 3 days without ceasing, making streams and brooks in the areas to overflow its banks and flooded the communities with devastating effects. Among others, the Ideya community in the Kaba metropolis was said to be hardest hit by the incident resulting from rainfall that started since Wednesday night. The Senate has passed a bill mandating all raw materials to undergo a minimum of 30% local processing before they are exported from Nigeria. The decision followed the adoption of the report by the Senate Committee on Science and Technology on the amendment of the Raw Materials Research and Development Council Act 2022. The bill, sponsored by Senator Onyekachi Owemboyi, representing Ebonyi North, seeks to promote value addition, strengthen the local manufacturing sector, reduce reliance on imports, as well as stimulate sustainable economic growth. The House of Representatives has scheduled a public hearing on the proposed National Assembly Infrastructure and Property Agency Establishment Bill 2025 as part of ongoing legislative efforts to institutionalize infrastructure development and maintenance within the legislature. In a statement posted by the official handle of the House of Representatives, says the bill seeks to establish an independent agency that would be responsible for the construction, development, and maintenance of National Assembly infrastructure and properties. The hearing is being convened by the House Committee on Services and is expected to draw participation from stakeholders, civil society organizations, professional bodies, development partners, the media, as well as the general public. Anambra Police Command and the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, have stated that they are ready for the August 16 senatorial by-election and November 8 governorship election in the state. Commissioner of Police Ikioye Orutugu and the Independent National Electoral Commission resident commissioner in the state, Elizabeth Agu, said this to newsmen in Awka, the state capital. Orutugu said the police have been meeting with other security agencies as well as the commission to ensure hitch-free elections in the state. And still talking election now, ahead of the 2027 general polls, with political alignments already taking shape and the recent opposition coalition adopting the African Democratic Congress, ADC, as its platform, many Nigerians are once again faced with mixed reactions. Our correspondent Priscilla Obasi hits the streets of Abuja to gauge public sentiment as well as find out if Nigerians are ready to participate once more in the polls.
As the race to 2027 unofficially begins, political conversations are heating up, especially following the unveiling of a new opposition coalition under the ADC banner. On the streets of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, residents are reacting to the move and reflecting on whether this coalition offers new hope or just more of the same.
Those that form the coalition are not jokers. They are very serious Nigerians. They are those that they also have a lot of them with integrity, a lot of integrity. Yeah, so it's not something that APC should go and fold their hand. No, because I'm seeing a storm coming. Nigerians are not happy. Nigerians are not happy. God is not happy. But they say the voice of men is the voice of God.
Anybody telling you that our vote is cancelled in Nigeria is even he or herself. Just like the last election, which we did, 2024. It's a transparent election which INEC did, and all of us were accepted. But along the way, before everybody could get up in the morning, we stand that different thing altogether.
Coalition thing didn't start today, so I feel like if they don't have selfish interest, but have Nigerians at heart, it's a very good initiative, and it's something that we should support, and because we want the government of the day out, and we want people that have the people in mind to be empowered.
For them, they're just the same politicians, like rotating themselves.
While some expressed renewed optimism, saying the new coalition brings hope, others are skeptical about whether any coalition can truly deliver change, saying it's just the same people pretending to bring change.
Right. Are you going to vote?
Yeah, I'm going to vote.
Why?
It's a right now, it's a fundamental right. You have to vote. You cannot be apathetic to voting. Right?
I'm a very good citizen of Nigeria, and I want the progress of this nation. We are not going anywhere. No leave, no transfer. This is our country, so we must make it work.
Despite the doubt, many say they plan to participate in the 2027 elections, hopeful that growing political awareness and unity among opposition forces may lead to a more credible outcome. As Nigerians prepare for another round of elections in 2027, the question lingers: will hope defeat apathy? Priscilla Obasi reporting for Global TV News.
Thank you, Priscilla. The Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, has cautioned those seeking to remove labour provisions in the Constitution from the exclusive legislative list to the concurrent list to perish the idea. The call followed the public hearing held on the review of the 1999 Constitution across the 6 geopolitical zones in the country. The Congress also vowed that moves by those who want to further impoverish Nigerian workers would be resisted, stating that labor issues must remain in the exclusive legislative list to avert negative implications for workers as well as the economy. Meanwhile, the Nigeria Labour Congress has called for the unconditional and immediate release of all withheld local government's allocation to the lawfully elected governments in Osun State. This was contained in a communique issued after the meeting of the Congress's National Administrative Council and the Central Working Committee held in Abeokuta, Ogun State capital. The body also asked the Attorney General to retract all unlawful directives to federal financial institutions and cease further politicization of local government's autonomy. In another development, the Labour Congress has vowed to intensify enforcement of the 70,000 naira national minimum wage, targeting non-compliant employers, particularly in the organized private sector, where some workers reportedly earn as little as 15,000 naira per month. Assistant Secretary General of the Congress, Oyeka Christopher, stated this while implementation of the new age has seen moderate progress in the public sector. Violations in the private sector remain a significant concern. Oyeka further said the unorganized private sector poses the greatest concern, noting that these are the workers that are most concerned about. Ahead of the August by-election, the All Progressives Congress APC is believed to now face internal squabbles in 4 strategic local government areas in the southern part of Adamawa State. The factional crisis is believed to be tearing the party apart in Ganya local government area, where the by-election is scheduled for August 25, and in Tongo, Jada, and Mayobelwa, where unity will also be necessary towards the 2027 general election. This is Global Television. You're watching the live broadcast of News Prime with Uyi Agmafwebe. When the rest of the news returns shortly, BRICS urges rich nations to fund energy shift as President Trump threatens tariffs. Details coming shortly, plus foreign and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please do stay with us. Thank you so very much for staying with us here on the news. The second part of this broadcast tonight now returns with business, where the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, has reportedly cut its selling price of petrol in Abuja. This change coincides with the drop in global oil prices, with Brent crude dropping to $68.30 per barrel as of 4th June. NNPC Limited retail outlets sold the product for as low as 910 naira per litre in Abuja, which means petrol is now 35 naira cheaper than the previous price of 945 naira per litre. United States President Donald Trump has set a new deadline of August 1 for the implementation of sweeping tariffs, giving global trading partners 3 additional weeks to finalize trade agreements and avoid punitive levies on exports to the United States. The announcement, made via Trump's Truth Social account, comes just days before the previously anticipated July 9 deadline. The extension offers a temporary reprieve for countries still negotiating with Washington, though the pressure remains high. Meanwhile, the BRICS nations have called on the world's wealthiest countries to fund the energy transition of poorer nations to enable just transition pathways that combine climate action with sustainable development. In a joint statement during a gathering in Brazil, the group stressed the importance of accessible, timely, and affordable climate finance for developing nations, insisting that it is vital to achieving fair energy transitions that align climate goals with sustainable development. This stance reflects the typical position of the Global South, which includes nations like China and Russia, arguing that industrialized countries have holistically and historically reaped the most benefits from fossil fuel-driven developments and should now bear greater responsibility for anti-government demonstrations marking Sabah Sabah Day. Security forces set up roadblocks and sealed off the city center, dispersing crowds with tear gas. Protesters responded by throwing stones and looting shops. Many businesses in the capital